Hey friends! Can you believe that in 2 weeks you have done like 80% of the work to create a traditional business and marketing plan? Is that amazing? Super simple stuff. We overcomplicate it so much, and even people in like traditional business roles really overcomplicate this. They seem to think that a marketing plan is something you need to spend a year working on, or a business plan is. And we are going to spend 30 minutes today creating your business plan. All right. So, why does the lesson say that this should take you about an hour? Well, I want you to review a little bit beforehand just to get your mind right, assuming that you haven't just done all of module 1 and 2 today. So you're just going to look at this a little bit, review a couple of questions, and there are a couple of things in here that we've not really gone over too far. But I want you to think about what type of business you are creating, is a freelance business, an agency, etc. And anything related to that needs to go in your business plan. I think we talked about exit strategy, but I'm sorry, I can't remember for sure. When I say exit strategy is how are you going to get out of the business? What happens to the business if you get hit by the bus? That's one. Are you purely a freelancer and it's done and it's not an issue? Or if you're running an agency, you need to think about what's going to happen if, you get hit by a bus. What happens to your employees? Who pays the bills? That sort of thing. Alternatively, you want to look at kind of retirement. What is your long-term goal? Is this a business that you're going to grow and then sell? Or are you just going to do it till you die? Or are you going to do it until you have so much money you can quit? Just think about what you want there. We did some of that back in the visioning. You're just going to write this out, kind of bullet points again, like we did yesterday in the brainstorm, so that you can put this into your business plan. And then you're going to review again your top 3 business goals. And so you made some earlier on, but then we've made some changes, right? We've added some affiliate revenue. We've looked at your market. And so just adjust as needed, and think about your top 3 revenue streams. Those are going to go in your business plan for now. And I want you to just think about, you want to have at least one passive, and then you've got your primary freelance income, and then think of another source of income, whether it's doing an alternate type of freelance work, if it's doing a side job, that sort of thing. I want you to consider putting 3 different ways that you're going to earn income this year in your business plan. Right, so just answer some questions, bullet point that out, and then write it all down in a business plan format. And I want you to note that this business plan is just for you. Nobody's going to grade it. I'm not going to see it unless you really want me to. So there's no wrong way to do it. It's really all about you having done the research and seeing what a badass business person you are, right? You have put together all of this work. Your executive summary is just basically that. It's a summary of what you do, who you do it for, and why you do it. And then the really important thing here, the term that we haven't used, but we've been talking about it bits and pieces, is your key value proposition is what makes you different than any other freelancer, coach, consultant, etc. in that space or industry. What's your special sauce? What can somebody else not replicate easily? Put that on your key value proposition. Your mission, vision, and values, that's all just going to come from your vision. It's, why are you really building this business? And for right now, since this is it's a personal business, it's primarily, for most of you, it's just going to be you in the business for the first year. It can be entirely personal, and it can be based on why you're building the business, why you want the freedom, and who benefits from it, both in your personal life and in your professional life. Who are the clients that benefit, right? Why are you going into business? Why does your business exist? That's what you're answering in that section. Your market analysis, again, doesn't need to be big. It's a super quick hit of what industry are you working in? How big is it? What does it encompass, right? Are you in the athletic industry, the video game industry, the real estate industry, or, personal coaching, whatever. And then your go-to-market strategy is, I want you to just take a step back and think, okay, how am I going to earn my first dollar from this business? Hopefully it's an affiliate revenue or passive income. But then how are you going to get your first client? What is your fastest path to cash? Paragraph it out. Or write a bullet point. Your organization is, I want you to think kind of over the next couple of years. In year 1, Most likely you're going to be the only employee unless you hire an assistant, but in 3 years, 5 years, are you going to have employees? Or do you have partners? Are you going to have an offices or not? That should have all been taken care of in your vision. You're just going to kind of detail that out in a more businessy manner here. And then the last pieces are the exit strategy, financials, and funding. So from finances, I just want you to set your business revenue goals for this year. For most of you, that's going to be to break 6 figures or to replace your salary if you already are earning 6 figures. And you want to look at where that revenue is going to come. So you're going to lay out those revenue streams, and then you're going to just bullet point or quick line, what you think your expenses are going to be for those years as well. So year one, you want to think about it, whether you have any rent that you need to think about, or co-working space, internet, all of that stuff. You don't need to get super detailed on this. This is just high level. You want to get an idea of what you really need to earn to cover your expenses and still bring home the salary and money that you want in your life. So back of the napkin type numbers is what we're looking at here. And then funding. Most of you are not going to need funding in this first year because you're just going to go out. You might need a little bit of money to cover some expenses as you get ramped up. You might need a little bit of money towards office space, that sort of thing. But in general, most of you are not going to be taking on loans in year one. But if you have a vision for a much bigger business, if you want to build an agency or a consultancy or as I do, an online education, you may have to take on loans or funding at some point. So just write that down. You don't have to be detailed. You don't have to know all of the answers or how all of this stuff happens. You're just marking it down. This is just a plan. It's a dream with a deadline. Let's do it that way, right? And then finally, in part 3, I just want you to review your business plan and make a commitment to making it happen. Again, you do not have to know how you're going to do all of this right now. In fact, if you even try to know how all you're going to do this, you're going to probably blow your brain up and suffer from paralysis by analysis. So I want you to let go of the need to know how you're going to do all of this stuff and just commit to doing what it takes to getting it done, to learning what you need to learn to make it happen, to connecting with the people that you need to connect with to get the help and the education that you need. Just make a commitment and then think about the most likely course of action from here. What are the next 3 things that you need to do to really make this happen? What are the first steps that you could take? And then go take it or schedule it. Take an action towards that thing, whatever it is, or schedule it, right? Because what gets scheduled gets done. All right, I'll see you in the next module, or I will see you in Facebook.